The public charge rule just changed, and the change starts on September 18, 2026. A lot of what you are seeing online about is very confusing or simply wrong. So let me explain it the clearest way I know by showing you what the rule was before and what it is now. I'm Orelmy Diaz, an immigration attorney, and I help spouses of U.S. citizens apply for the green card with confidence and without fear. I went through the immigration process myself, so I know exactly what getting legal status in the United States means for your life. First, what public charge means, because this part didn't change. Before we talk about what have changed, you need to know what public charge even is, because everything else builds on it. When you apply for the green card, the government asks one question about money. After you get your green card, will you be able to support yourself? Or will you have to depend on the government to survive? That question is called the public charge test. And it has been part of the immigration law for over 100 years. So this is not new. It is also just one part of your case, not the whole thing. So the question still is if you can support yourself or not. That has not changed. What had changed is how the officer is going to determine that. So let me tell you what the public charge rule was before September 18, 2026, when this new rule is going to come in effect. Before this change, the rule was a little bit more narrow, and that was good for people applying for green cards because it meant most public help didn't really count against you. In fact, only two kinds of government help could ever count against you. The first was cash assistance. Cash assistance has always been a problem, meaning money the government gives you to live on. Programs like Supplemental Security Income, which is called SSI, Temporary Assistance for Needy Families, TAMF, and state cash aid. The second was long-term care paid by the government. For example, if you were living in a nursing home and Medicaid was paying for it. Everything else was safe. So if you use regular Medicaid, food assistance like SNAP, children's health insurance, or housing help, none of those counted against you to get your green card. You could use it and your case was generally fine. Keep those two things in mind. Cash assistance and long-term care, because that short list of two is exactly what is changing. So now let me explain to you what the public charge rule is going to be starting September 18, 2026. Here is the change. The government took that very short list, the two things I just mentioned, and removed it. So instead of looking at only those two, the officer now goes back to looking at your whole financial picture, and they can consider a wider group of benefits called means tested benefits. So let me explain to you what means tested actually means, because it is the key word here. Means tested simply means the program checks your income before it lets you in. If you earn too much, you don't qualify for the program. So these are benefits designed for people with lower incomes. Now, why does this matter to you if you are applying for a green card in the United States? Because some benefits that used to be completely safe to take, like regular Medicaid, food assistance like SNAP, and housing help, can now be looked at as part of your case. The government has not published the final list of benefits that will count against the public charge rule. So what does the officer actually looks at now? Let me tell you the specific things the law says they need to be looking at. Your age, your health, your family situation, your income and what you own, and your education and skills. They can also look at whether you have used those means-tested benefits we just talked about. And one more thing, USCIS is updating Form I-485, which is the green card application. What we know is that they are going to be asking more questions about public benefits. So if you file on or after September 18, 2026, make sure you are using the newest version. So what should you do about this new rule? Well, a few simple things. Keep clear records of your sponsor's income and your household finances, so your case is easy to prove. Before you sign up for any new benefits in the United States, find out whether it is a means tested benefit because it could affect you. And this is a new rule, and the truth is that we don't really know how USCIS is going to apply it. We will know more in the next few months. And if you have used public benefits, if you have questions about your finances, and if you are going to have any problems with USCIS and this new rule, the link to book a consultation with me is in the description. Let's talk about your case.